You're watching ISTV News. This is Panorama giving you the news. Let's see the top stories. People occupy footpaths on both sides of Sagolban Road. Authority concerned turns a blind eye. The news in detail. Some people are allegedly using the footpaths of both sides of the National Highway 37, also known as Sagolban Road, starting from Wahingbam Lekai to the gate of Oriental College, as if they were their own property. The government of Manipur had spent a lot of money to expand the road for the convenience of the people. At present, expansion process of the Tidim Road from Kaisampa to the airport is going on in full swing. Despite development of the footpaths at huge cost of the Sagolban Road, people are yet to be able to walk on the footpaths. The authority concerned has paid little attention to some people using the footpaths as if they were their own property. No official concern has restricted the stops of the passenger service vehicles counters keeping their tables and boxes outside their shops onto the footpath near the Aryan Theatre at Wahingbam Lekai and selling tickets. On the other hand, following complaints from people of different areas on the Sagolban Road, a team of ISTV News went and inspected the status of the footpaths and found that many shopkeepers were using the footpaths as their own land to keep and display their merchandise. Hotel was running on the footpath, staircases to shop were found constructed on the footpath, wooden materials were found piling on the footpaths, workshop for repairing vehicles were also found set up on the footpath. Somewhere, bricks and bamboos were found piling for sale on the footpaths and so on. As the footpaths have been used by many people as if the footpaths were their own property, pedestrians were forced to walk on the road itself, not on the footpath. At the same time, in some areas, construction of the footpath was found uncompleted. Sections of the people have expressed serious concern that unless the authority takes up stringent action in time to stop these people from freely using the footpaths as if they were their own property, it is possible that the footpaths may vanish forever after some time. They appeal to the authority concerned to look into the matter seriously. General Secretary of the outlawed Kuki National Liberation Front, Tonglel Lal Haukip, has expressed that the warning of the civil society organizations of Chandal district that they will launch intense agitation if the designated camp of the party at Simon village under Kengjoy subdivision is not evacuated by June 10 is very unfortunate. Speaking to media persons somewhere in Chandal district yesterday, Haukip said his organization is under the suspension of operation and a camp set up at Simon village was established after taking the approval from the government of Manipur. He further said the camp has been shifted from More recently. Pointing his finger to one armed organization, he said the civil society organizations are influenced by the armed organization in order to tarnish the image of his organization. He drew the attention of the civil society organizations to rethink on it, clarifying the allegations made against his party that a combined team of KNLF and Assam Rifles are extorting money from the public is totally wrong and baseless. All the cadres of KNLF are staying inside a designated camp under the supervision of the 6th Dogra Regiment. He appealed to the civil society organizations not to act in one-sided manner. The villagers of Simon are living happily with the party, he said.
In the meantime, it is also a request to the Manipur Home Department to expedite the joint inspection as immediate as possible because the camp is almost on the verge of completion and the cadres are rehabilitating there under a peaceful environment with the cooperation and support of the Kengjoy subdivision people.
Governor of Manipur V.K. Dugal has called upon the Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi during his recent visit in Delhi. A press communique from the Raj Bhavan stated that the governor has discussed with the Prime Minister on various important issues pertinent to the state. Civil society organizations staged a sit-in protest in front of RD Wing Lamphel yesterday against Max for violating narco guidelines. Max has engaged 7 incapable NGOs as link workers. Officer bearers of Amada also took part in the protest. Max and narco should not protect Mongjam Aviram and other slogans were written on the placards used during the protest. Protesters observed that Max has misused the funds sanctioned for eradicating HIV/AIDS. While selecting the 7 NGOs, Max has selected NGOs run by rich people instead of embracing NGOs from the hill districts. Various NGOs have submitted memorandum to the National AIDS Control Organization, Ministry of Family Welfare New Delhi and Manipur government while applying for RTI. Till now, the wrongly selected NGOs are working for different projects. Organization Secretary of Amada, K. Megachandra said, the protest has been loans for the welfare of the people. He urged the people to participate in the protest.
Manipur Health Department inquiry committee same way than order sing Madugi Mota file Namjan like Namana, Hausi Impan Ladiba, Nakogiam Namaru, Tomo Vaside, Madu Tasena, Madu Nium Sunutawu, Madu Handopu, Inonokovu, hide and work from Hamza. Madu Punky Badu Manipugi, Meaxter, Lanai Mu Karana, Makogi, Lanai, Miang, and Kangasanaba, Pidana, Maduda, Senaba Musing, Atubra, Excel love you, Paniswell love you, learn in Manipur, see ISTV, Amadi SSC later, Kunaimo Helmada, Masigi, Hamziba, Amadagi, Makadagi, Madu, Nako, Amadi, Marine Authority, Lusin Makana, Mapima Pavakana, Mating Pang.
Former MP of Rajya Sabha Risanke Singh has affirmed that R. Swisha, the second MP from Manipur, was very close to the Meitei community and had worked for the integration of Hill and Valley people. He said, these are the inauguration of Swisha Peace Hall constructed at Hongnem Tangkul village yesterday. The hall was constructed under the Local Area Development Fund of Risanke Singh. Deputy Speaker Preso Simre, MLA of Saikul constituency Yamthang Haukip, President of MNF Wangambi Lema will present at the function. Wangambi Lema said, late Swisha was a very good friend of Chingsubom Akaba. Initiative to erect statues of the two in both Hill and Valley areas is a very good step. MLA Yangtham Haukip said, the whole will bring more closeness amongst us. Deputy Speaker Preso Simre said, youths should remember our forefathers and try to learn from their works. We should cherish the works that were taken up by Swisha for the developing Manipur. Risanke Singh further said, the whole was built on the cremation site of Swisha to give a message of peace. We should try to let the next generation know about Swisha's contribution toward integrating people of the Hill and the Valley. Residents and shopkeepers from Mantipukri to Lamlongai have submitted a memorandum to the Works Minister to repair and blacktop the road from Mantipukri to Lamlongai Assam Rifles Gate at the earliest. Here's a short commercial break. Welcome back after the break. Felicitation of meritorious students is on the rise in the state. Zenith Academy Sangai Pro felicitated its pass-out students of AISSE, AISSCE 2814 today. President of Desam M. Angamba also took part in the program. Now to national and international news. Sumitra Mahajan, an 8th-time BJP Member of Parliament, has been elected Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated Ms. Mahajan for her unanimous election. Modi, in his first speech in Parliament, said there are 350 new members in the House. This means we can leave some old traditions behind and start some good new traditions. This new blood has the opportunity to present a strong democracy before the world. The Prime Minister is one of those first-time MPs. He was sworn in yesterday along with the other members of the 16th Lok Sabha. On Monday, the President will address the joint sitting of both Houses of Parliament. Sumitra Mahajan is the 4th leader hailing from Maharashtra to occupy the post of Lok Sabha Speaker. Mahajan was born to Usha and Purushottam Sathe in Chiploon in coastal Konkan region of Maharashtra and moved to Indore after marriage to late Jayant Mahajan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today asks his party MPs not to show respect to him by touching his feet. He also directed the Bharatiya Janata Party MPs not to touch the feet of any other senior leader while addressing them in the Central Hall of Parliament on Friday. While asking the BJP MPs to participate in the discussions in Parliament, he also advised them to work hard, study more and be prepared to raise issues. The Prime Minister also advised the parliamentarians to refrain from giving commands to media on national issues. He said they should be polite while dealing with the media. Modi also asked the MPs to participate during discussions and stay connected with their constituencies and speak for their constituencies. He told MPs that the onus is on them to ensure that the House functions. This is another addition to Modi's continuing directions to his ministers and leaders. Modi had earlier also instructed to all his ministers not to have their relatives as personal staff and asked them to get on to Twitter and Facebook. He even told them to reach out to the people and invite new ideas. Modi has already come out with his ambitious 10-point agenda for his ministers in May. Worship has resumed at Golden Temple in Amritsar, where at least 12 people were injured this morning when two groups clashed inside the premises. People were seen brandishing swords, spears and sticks, and they clashed each other outside the Akal Takat building of the complex. Many others were seen running for cover. 7 people have been arrested by the police. The clashes reportedly followed an altercation between members of the Shiromani Akali Dal Amritsar and those of the Shiromani Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee or SGPC task force during a ceremony organized to mark the 30th anniversary of Operation Blue Star. Sources said Simranjit Singh Mann of the Shiromani Akali Dal Amritsar wanted to address the gathering, but his demand was turned down by the Akal Takat Jathedar or High Priest, resulting in angry clashes that lasted for close to half an hour. Some media personnel were also allegedly manhandled. Differences in the top rung of the Aam Aadmi Party have come to the fore, with senior leader Manish Sisodia accusing Yogendra Yadav of targeting party chief Arvind Kejriwal and making internal matters public. In a letter written in response to an email sent by Mr. Yadav to AAP leader, which has since become public, Mr. Sisodia said, "Your Yadav broad allegations are Arvind Kejriwal does not listen to the suggestions of the PAC Political Affairs Committee. I am surprised reading your email because till the time Arvind Kejriwal agreed with you, he was democratic." In his email, Mr. Yadav had claimed Arvind Kejriwal is turning into a personality cult that can match an organization and the leader himself. He had also alleged that the party was suffering from a serious deficit in policy thinking. The National Executive of the AAP is scheduled to hold a meeting later today at the residence of the senior leader Prashant Bhushan. A senior police official from Assam's Karbi Anglong district was killed during an encounter with militants last night. Nityanand Goswami, the superintendent of police of Assam's Hamran police district, was leading 3 police parties in an operation against Karbi People's Liberation Tigers KPLT in a remote forest area of the district, where they came face to face with a large group of the militants who opened fire on them. The police team retaliated, and in the ensuing encounter, Goswami and his personal security guard were killed. The bodies were recovered this morning. The KPLT was formed in 2011 and to demand that an autonomous Karbi state AKS be carved out of Assam. It is the breakaway anti-tax factions of the ethnic insurgent Karbi Longri NC Hills Liberation Front KLNLF. The government is likely to hike natural gas rates from July 1 after a new price formulation is approved by the cabinet, a top oil ministry source said today. The first increase in natural gas prices based on a formula suggested by a panel headed by C. Rangarajan was to be originally effective from April 1. However, before a new rate could be unveiled, general elections were announced and its implementation got deferred. If the Prime Minister gives a go-ahead for announcing a new rate as per the Rangarajan formula approved by the previous government in December last year, an announcement will be made forward. The price formula was to be effective on April 1, 2014 for a period of 5 years, with the price being revised quarterly using the approved formula. The price for each quarter will be calculated based on the 12-month trailing average price, with a lag of 1 quarter, that is, price for April to June 2014 will be calculated based on the averages for the 12th month ended December 31st, 2013. Aam Aadmi Party National Convener and former Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is in trouble in the defamation case filed by Union Minister Nitin Gadkari. A Delhi court on Friday framed charges against Kejriwal in the case but also exempted him from personal appearance. The charges have been framed against Kejriwal under Section 499 defamation and 500 whoever defames another shall be punished with simple imprisonment for a term which may extend to 2 years, or with fine, or with both. The trial will commence from August 2. The maximum punishment under Section 500 is 2 years simple imprisonment. Earlier, the court had asked Kejriwal and Gadkari to bury the hatchet and finish the case. The judge said that the two being public figures should set the right example by letting the matter drop. A woman from an impoverished family in West Bengal's Jalpaiguri has sold her newborn son for rupees 13,000 because he was too poor to take care of him. The woman, Gauri Das, already has 3 daughters. Her husband left the family a few months ago. The only source of income for the family of 5 is the alms earned by Gauri's mother, who begs on the streets of Jalpaiguri. Gauri claims that though she has worked for a few days under the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act scheme, she was never paid for it. After hearing about the case, the administration swung into action and found the baby, but Gauri refused to take him back. Well, that's all we have for now. But before we wind up, let's have a quick look at the top stories once more. People occupy footpaths on both sides of Sagolban Road. Authority concerned turns a blind eye. Thanks for watching the news, and for more updates, do stay tuned.